Cookin. I'm your hostess, Cindy Schumacher. On today's show, we'll be making pepperoncini beef, a peach feta and pecan salad, an Italian pasta salad, a strawberry rhubarb pie with spicy pecans. So I'm going to start with the pie so we can get that in the oven. I've got my double pie crust made. So for the ingredients for it, it takes 3 cups of rhubarb, 3 cups of strawberries that I've stemmed and sliced, 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, and a teaspoon of orange peel. That is optional. Sometimes you wonder what adding an orange peel would do to a pie. Orange peel is actually an antioxidant. That people don't realize that eating an orange peel is actually good for your health. But anyway, it also will add a little bit of a flavor to it instead of adding a spice like cinnamon or something like that. So that's going to be our flavoring. So that's all there is to it. It's very simple. The hard work is cleaning your rhubarb and cleaning your strawberries, but we're going to pour it into the shell. A lot of times pie recipes call for just like 4 cups and then the pie just bakes so flat. It's nice to have a recipe that has just a little bit of a dome to it. I just think it looks prettier, other than a flat pie. So as usual, we're going to add the 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to dot that in there. Especially this time of the year where your rhubarb is juicy and strawberries are juicy, and it'll have a lot of liquid in it. So after you take the first slice out, you may want to spoon out some of the extra liquid so that it doesn't get soggy if you're not going to be eating it all at one time or in one day or so. Okay. I always trim a little bit of the excess crust. So then you'll just want to do it like any other pie. You just fold it under, press it and seal it. You can either take a fork and press the edges. I like to flute it, so okay. I'm going to take a knife and cut some slits in there. to sugar my crust. I guess that would be an option for you if you don't like the extra sugar. I just feel like the topping on a pie. I know I was at a party once and they made a blueberry pie, and it was so disappointing because the crust was just bland on top. So anyway, so I would recommend doing that. Then we're gonna put the foil around the edges to prevent any premature browning. I actually cover my entire pie. It's just something that I do. I like the pie to be nice and done. And then I take it off the last 15 minutes and then let it get nice and brown. But that way then all of your ingredients bake up, they get nice and tender. We're gonna put this in the oven for about 50 minutes at 425. I'm going to take a quick break.
Internet is here. Valley now has higher broadband speeds of up to 1 gigabit. Get the bandwidth you need for all your devices at one time. Gaming with no lag time. Video stream your favorite movies instantly in HD quality. Video chat with friends and family without interruption. Download your favorite music and photos in seconds. All on our 100% fiber optics network. Valley offers managed Wi-Fi and backup services too, bringing together all the services you need. Valley Telecommunications Cooperative.
Okay, we're going to work on the pepperoncini beef. I have about a 5-pound roast here. You can anywhere from a 5 to a 7-pound roast. It seems like a lot of roast, but it is delicious. And I got this recipe from a friend of mine, Heidi Morlock, and she said her guys gobbled it up and you got to try it, and so I did. And she was right. It has just a little bit of a zip to it because of the pepperoncini peppers, and it is so easy. So when you have a roast like this, I always put, if there's any fat or marbling, I always put that on top so it kind of bastes into the meat. And so all you do to this, and you're not going to believe how easy it is. It's almost embarrassing, but we have a packet of ranch dressing mix. Gonna sprinkle that over the top. A packet of au jus gravy powder. This makes the best sandwiches, and it feeds a lot of people. I imagine you could do it with a smaller roast if you didn't want all of it, or you could freeze half of it if you're not going to use it all, or just eat on it for a few days. But it's really kind of an easy thing to do. Pop it in the crock pot, put it in the garage so you forget about it and it doesn't smell up your house or whatever. But anyway, a half cup of butter, 1 stick. I've just softened it. I'm just gonna pop it over the top. And a jar of pepperoncini peppers. Now I've already opened this jar. I've stemmed it because the stems are hard to eat. Me and stems. I don't like stems. So I've stemmed them and I kind of coarse chopped them. And you want to save the liquid because the liquid all goes over it too. So you dump those over the top. And that's it. Put it in the crock pot, turn it on, and you can do it on high for about 4.5 hours, or if you want to put it on low and let it cook all day for the 8 hours or whatever, or overnight, cook it on low. So set it, forget it, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so I want to stop right here. I'll remind you, as always, if you want a copy of any of these recipes that we're making today and you don't have internet, give the Girls of Valley a call. They'll be happy to help you with a copy. If you do have internet, go to the Valley homepage, www.valleytel.net. Click on the Country Cooking Cow, you'll find all the recipes there. So I'm just going to get myself organized and we'll start working on the pasta salad. We'll be right back.
Valley is now offering updated digital TV packages and prices. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
We're going to work on the Italian pasta salad. I just got done cooking some rotini pasta. I'm using the tricolor because I think it's pretty. And also with the coil on a rotini, it holds the dressing a little bit better. So that is a 16-ounce package of tricolor rotini. So I did some prep work here as far as preparing all the vegetables and everything. So we'll just kind of go through them here. I have half of a green bell pepper, a half of an orange bell pepper, a half of a red bell pepper, and this is a pint of cherry tomatoes. Actually, these are grape tomatoes that I have halved. And then this is a third cup of a finely diced red pepper. Now, it calls for black olives. I'm using Kalamata olives because I think that they're kind of fun, and I'm not slicing them because they're not that large, but that is, trying to find my notes here, that is a half cup of Kalamata olives. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss those in. Okay, to that now, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley. I have fresh parsley in my garden, so it's kind of fun. The one thing about, even if you don't have a garden, parsley is one of those things that it is so hardy, and it's the last thing to die in the wintertime. I've had parsley right up until November in my garden. So if you have a chance to plant it somewhere or put it in a pot, you can keep it outside. Then I bring it in like in November, and I keep it all year and use fresh parsley. So okay, so also then we have a cup of diced mozzarella, or cubed, I should say, finely cubed mozzarella cheese. This is 4 ounces of pepperoni. You can use salami. If you use salami, you can slice it in rounds, or you can do it in like julienne thin strips. I'm just going to kind of separate these. Okay, and then I have, this is a third cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I actually bought it in the wedge. They're carrying it in the grocery store now in Eureka. I don't know if they carry it in yours, but it's always nice to have in a salad like this, to have a little bit of extra texture. Get a little bit of a bigger spatula to stir together. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of, this is Kraft Zesty Italian dressing. Just pour it over. And then you want to let this salad chill. If by chance it gets a little bit dry when you're ready to serve it, you can always just add a little more dressing, because the pasta will start to absorb the dressing. Okay, so then we're going to add our seasonings. I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Just give it a little bit of an extra zip. And then the old salt and pepper to taste. And that's always hard to judge. And like I always say, err on the side of caution when you're using salt, because you can always add more, you can't take it away. So I'm going to just kind of do a good sprinkle of pepper. And then I'm going to do about a teaspoon of salt. And then when we serve it, we'll just check it and make sure that we've got what we want. Okay. Beautiful and colorful. This is a perfect thing for a barbecue, potluck, something that you want to take. I'm going to take a quick break and clean up. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to work on the peach feta and pecan salad. Now normally when I'm doing a meal like this, I would have done some kind of beans, but you know, everybody has their bean recipe. I've already given you like 3 or 4 of them. So I just thought to give you an idea, we're doing the pasta salad and we're going to do kind of a lettuce salad that's seasonal with the fresh peaches. So you want to use a bag of mixed greens, and I kind of did a little bit of romaine and a little bit of spinach just to kind of give it, you know, a little interest in as far as texture goes. I have 2 peaches that I have sliced. I have left the peelings on because I just think that the red gives it a little more dimension in the salad. I have 2 tablespoons of minced red onion, 2 ounces of crumbled feta cheese, and then the salad actually calls for a half cup of pecans. If you want to just put in raw pecans, chop them, or put them in whole, you can do that. I always like my spicy pecans, and I did them on one of our really early shows. I've given you the recipe again. If you need the recipe, it's on with today's meals. But it's basically has some sugar, some cayenne pepper, paprika. It gives it kind of a zip to it and a little bit of sweetness, and they're crunchy. And I keep them on hand year round. I make them up, I put them in a jar, and then I just use them as I want to. So a half cup of pecans, toss those on. You've got some color, you've got some crunch, and then we'll make the dressing. We have, let me get a spatula here. 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. If you can't find white wine vinegar in your store, you can always talk to your grocer, ask them to start carrying it, because they do that for me in Eureka. If there's something that I like to use and I consistently use, they usually bring it in. Anyway, white wine vinegar. If you can't find white wine vinegar, you could substitute like apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to toss in 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm using a good Classico olive oil. I'm going to give it a couple of really good squirts of honey, about 2 tablespoons or so. And then of a pepper grinder, they say to do 6 twists. I have a motorized one, a battery powered, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing a little bit here. Out there. Mix it together. I'm just going to set that aside. So we'll clean up. I'll put this away, and we're getting close to having everything where we need to do so we can eat. Be right back.
At Valley Telecommunications, we pride ourselves in providing the home team advantage. But what does that mean? It means going above and beyond to take care of our customers' needs by providing exceptional customer service, because helping you helps all of us. As a cooperative, each time you subscribe to our services, you are investing in our community, which allows all of us to build and benefit from the newest technologies. Make the switch today to Valley Telecommunications and experience the home team advantage.
Okay, we've got everything done. So I'm going to start dishing. We've got the pasta salad. Tasty and good for you with all those vegetables, and it's so pretty. And we've got something a little special here for this season. You can also, if you want to, you don't have to limit yourself to just peaches. You can sprinkle a few blueberries or raspberries or something on there too, for a little extra color and a little extra fun. I'm not going to toss the salad because, like I always tell you, if you're not going to be eating the whole salad, you want to just serve the dressing on the side. Let people help themselves. So we'll just drizzle a little bit on. Now, you can serve, some people like just the taste of the meat, and this is certainly delicious, and it's got a little bit of a zip because of the pepperoncini, like I said, but if you want to serve it with barbecue sauce or ketchup or, you know, something like that, you can certainly do that, but we're going to just serve it like this. I'm going to put a little ice cream on top of the pie, and I like to do kind of a flat, so it kind of covers the whole thing, and it's nice and hot, so the ice cream's going to melt all over. There we go. We have our pepperoncini beef, our peach feta and pecan salad, our Italian pasta salad, and our strawberry rhubarb pie. Thank you for joining us today on this edition of Country Cookin'. We hope to see you next time.